Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the HD10 from Wurkkos. It is a relatively new release from them. It's a 90-degree flashlight slash headlamp. So we're going to be going over its full kit, what's included with it, the beam shots, of course, its operation. And if you like what you see and you want to pick up an HD10, Wurkkos has provided a 20% off discount code, and I'll put that in the description so that it's easy to copy and paste in Amazon. So thank you to Wurkkos for sending this flashlight for review and for the discount code. Basically what it is, it's a relatively small light. It is a 14500 size flashlight. It comes with an included battery, USB-C rechargeable here on the back, as you can see. You've got 3 main LEDs up front right there, and there's also 6 RGB auxiliary LEDs in there as well. Now this light does have Anduril 2.0, which means you can program this and set it up to your liking, which is really great for flashlight people. It's got a magnetic base. As you can see, the clip right here as well. Seems to be a good high quality steel clip. But yeah, that's the general gist of this flashlight. Let's take it outside so you can get an idea of its performance and beam shots. We're going to start with a sub-lumen Moonlight Mode. This is really nice. You can imagine some pretty crazy runtime on this type of output. And then if you hold the switch down, we're going to begin to ramp up our output. Get our camera to focus here. And then you can begin to get an idea of the beam profile and beam pattern. Pretty broad, pretty even, which is great considering that this comes with a headlamp strap. This is the type of light I would prefer for headlamps. Let me get this a little bit adjusted, but yeah, we're ramping up output now. When you reach the upper limit, you'll see the light flicker like that. So we are now at max output. Definitely impressive. Just consider this is a AA sized torch, 14500. Now, one thing I'm going to mention is the heat. I'm already feeling it, and I'm holding it kind of toward the base or the tail. The head portion does get hot pretty quickly. So something to note, this type of output, very impressive, but it does come at the trade-off when it comes to heat. But yeah, let's bring it back down. Just hold the switch. Oh, it looks like we stepped down a little bit automatically. So yeah, back here at the upper limit. So it does have a bit of a drop down, probably due to that heat. You can override it, but I'm already feeling that heat catching up to me. But yeah, if we hold the switch again, begin to dim that output back down. And when you click the light off, you get those RGBs just saying goodbye to you until next time. Yes, 1200 lumens from a torch of this size is definitely very impressive. It does come with a trade-off that I did want to bring up though. This flashlight does generate a significant amount of heat. The head portion heats up pretty quickly. There is a lot of material here, but there's 3 LEDs and you saw the output. Comes at a cost. This thing does get hot. I bring that up mainly because this can be used as a headlamp. Now the band and the strap, how that's configured, does keep this off of your forehead, off of your head, which is good. So I don't anticipate the heat being an issue. However, since this is or could be close to your head, I want to bring up the heat factor. But in any case, I want to show you the build quality of this thing as well, kind of up close. Look at that anodization, done really well. One thing I noticed, got this symbol here letting you know this portion can get hot. And on this side, it's blank. However, on the box, it looks like there's HD10 there. So there's a little bit of difference. The clip also appears black on the box, and it is kind of stainless steel or silver in color on the actual light itself. A couple little discrepancies, but in any case, good build quality here. I'll give you a look at the lubrication and the threading. Both the tail and the head portion on the tube are, you can unscrew either one. Let's look at the driver. I don't know what I'm looking at in there, but I know a lot of you do. But yeah, everything's well lubricated, as you can see. And then what is included with the flashlight? Obviously the clip, you mentioned, or you saw that already. I don't know if I mentioned this already in the video. This is a magnetic tail. So if you did want to use this as a nice little area or work light, has that capability, which is cool. So yeah, clip, this is the included battery. 14500, 3.7 volt, 900 milliamp hour capacity battery from Wurkkos. And it's nice that there's not a port on the battery itself, so you have to take it out and charge it that way. The light itself has that USB-C port, so I kind of like how that works. This functions as a charger of the battery. The flashlight itself, you don't have to remove the battery all the time. Here's a look at the packaging. Really well done. I like these newer style boxes from Wurkkos with this sleeve. Like the design, looks really clean and good. Brief idea of the specs back here. So yeah, IP68 waterproof. Once you take the sleeve off of the box itself is nice as well. It's got a magnetic flap. Information on the base here about the flashlight model number, your emitter type right here. I'm not familiar with this one, but I like it quite a bit. I like that 4000K CCT, really nice balance between a cool white light and a warm light. I think this is the first one in my collection in this CCT, and I like it quite a bit. And then in the box, you got a lot of goodies. Some of it is your standard fare manual, of course. And this manual you may actually use a little bit more than normal because it's got a schematic to Anduril 2. I'm not going to go over that for two reasons. I'm not too familiar with Anduril 2 and how to operate that myself at this point. And there are plenty of other better guides, both in like PDF form and video form online. But it is good that they have that included. The schematic is in pretty small font, but I mean, there's not really a way around that. I think this one, yeah, this gives you just an idea of how that works. You know, you can definitely find your way around and customize this light to your liking, especially with those auxiliary like RGB LEDs. You can really have some fun with this one. Just pretty cool. If you are a flashlight enthusiast or a flashlight person and you already know Anduril 2, this could be a good pickup for you. Yeah, and then standard fare with the lanyard and spare O-rings as well, but nice to see those included. Charging cable, it's USB-A to USB-C. Seems to be a good length as well. This was just that little tab that isolated the battery connection when you first get the flashlight. Now this probably is what you're gonna be most interested in. I was just gonna show you the foam cutouts, keeping the light and charging cable kind of snug in there. Pretty nice. But yeah, here is the look at that strap for the headlamp portion. And it's pretty simple, but that's not a bad thing. Just adjustable right here. Nice elastic. You can really, get this to fit however snug you like. And this is like a rubber material. So it's pretty flexible. It feels pretty comfortable. And as I mentioned before, the way this is set up, it does make sure that the light itself is not in contact with your skin. Another thing I really like about the HD10 is its Moonlight Mode. It has an extremely low Moonlight Mode. It's the type of Moonlight Mode that you can hardly tell the flashlight is on. Like even at any kind of angle, it looks off, but it's an extremely low Moonlight Mode. Let me turn our lights off here. Try to give you an idea of that. But yeah, if you are the type of person that really likes that sub-lumen Moonlight Mode, I think that this brings that to the table. This is definitely sub-lumen. Definitely not as bright as a candle flame, but still usable. And depending on your application, I do like how this can go that low. It's pretty cool. Turn our lights back on here. But I wanted to point that out because that's one of my favorite features of this flashlight. With all that said, it is time for us to wrap the video up with some final thoughts about the HD10. Now, I have owned this for a little while now, and I did take it with me on a family vacation. You're gonna see some beam shots in a moment, bonus beam shots. In San Clemente, California, we're at the State Beach campsite. This thing's gonna be lighting up an entire hillside, which is pretty impressive for a torch of this size. But yeah, things I like about it, mentioned just a second ago, its size, relatively small torch, very pocketable. I show here how you can orient the clip differently. This tube, the thread pitch on either end is reversible, so you can switch which direction this clip goes if you prefer to carry bezel down or vice versa. These emitters, I mentioned it earlier, I don't have experience with them before, but I really like their output, the quality of light you get, and I like the 4000K CCT, quite a bit. First experience with that, but I think it's very balanced. Speaking of balance, the beam profile is very good. If it were more focused, I would not care for that, considering it is a 90-degree light for one, and for two, with a headlamp, or sorry, yeah, like a headlamp configuration, I prefer like a broader, more even light, which this offers. So I think that's very well done. Things I would change about it, really only two things. It'd be cool if the clip were black, minor nitpick right there. And then second, this thing does put out a lot of heat. Now I understand that's a trade-off. Can't really ask for it not to have heat and then expect the same output. So I get that. So I'd say both of those are pretty minor. But yeah, you got your battery status indicator up here. I think I failed to mention that earlier. But yeah, this torch has a lot of good things going for it. This strap, pretty well done, simple but effective, and it comes with everything you need to run this light for quite a while. Spare O-rings, lanyard if you wish, charging cable, manual, etc., etc. And yeah, the auxiliary lights are a little extra bonus in my mind, just for some more personality. And then for those of you very into flashlights or versed in Anduril 2, this can be customized and set up in a variety of different ways. So that's the HD10. Those are my thoughts about it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this the kind of thing that appeals to you? Let us know, but I appreciate you watching as usual. Enjoy these bonus beam shots and hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care. Bye.